What's up, boys? We're here after UFC Mexico. Brandon Moreno versus Steve Erceg. It did not end the way that I thought that this was going to end, if we're being 1,000% honest, man. And listen, Joe Pyfer pulled out. What? Bro just had an interview saying, I'm the healthiest. Where did this just send me? He had an interview saying, I'm the healthiest I've been since I've ever started fighting. And then he goes on to pull out. What? He pulled out due to illness, allegedly. You know what I'm saying? Super weird. Super weird. Very odd. Anyways, let's get into it. So, we started off the fight night with Markel Morandos versus Austin Hubert. That was a straight up robbery. My boy Austin Hubert outstruck him. Had way more control time. He was controlling him. I mean, it sits here and says that Morandos had more significant strikes, but man, I was watching this. I was like, what? I was like, what? Who the hell sat here and said that my boy Hubert lost? You know what I'm saying? The live bet for Markel Morandos was plus 2,500 before they read the announcement. You know, had like 1 minute left. Like, come on, bro. Moving up. Moving up. We got Jamal Emmers versus Gabriel Morando, right? And what was going on in Jamal Emmers' corner? I have to mute it. What was going on in Jamal Emmers' corner? His coaches were about to fight. Jamal Emmers' coaches were about to squabble. They were about to squabble. After what? Why? Jamal won. He knocked him out. Listen, during my prediction, I sat here and said, listen, Gabriel Miranda is more than likely going to submit Jamal Emmers round 1. And then if he doesn't, bet Jamal Emmers KO TKO round 2 because he's going to gas out. Gabriel decided, no, I'm going to gas out midway through the half round, and we're going to give Jamal, we're just going to give Jamal the first round. Like, that's it. We only have 2 minutes and 30 seconds of grappling, and then if we don't get that, completely gas tank gone. You know, so I'm super disappointed in you, Gabriel Miranda. You know, I thought I cracked the code. You were sitting here submitting things round 1, but you got knocked out in round 1. And Jamal, I would love to hear why his coaches were about to fight. Don't beat up that old man, bro. What is wrong? And he got wrist control. If somebody controls your wrists, you got to go home. If somebody controls your wrists, boys, it's time to go home. Moving up. Rafa Garcia versus Vic Pinchel. Listen, this kind of was a robbery too, but I would give Rafa the win. I would totally give Rafa the win. This old dude, man, Vic Pinchel is the best OG we have in the UFC. Literally. He was getting beat up a little bit, but Vic Pinchel was smashing Garcia with the body. He was hitting him with the body. Garcia did slam the old head on his ass at the end of the third round. You know what I mean? But I had Garcia winning. I definitely had Garcia winning, but I could see how you guys would say that that was a robbery, but I really don't think so. It was a close fight though. It was definitely a close fight. Just Rafa, his body language was a lot better than Vic's. You know what I mean? Vic, you're an OG, man. You know what I mean? You're up there with Bobby Green and Jim Miller and all those guys. So more respect to you. You know, more respect to you. But you definitely lost this. I saw you on Twitter saying that this was a blatant robbery. It was definitely a close fight. I do not think that this was a robbery. Though. I could see where you guys are coming from. I get it. I get it. Moving up, boys. We got the females fight. Now listen. She's over here.
There's all day 5 minutes. You can kill it in 5 minutes.
She's over here talking about she has to poop. I need to poop. I need to poop. Loopy Gonzalez needs to poop. I don't even know what round this was going into. You know what I'm saying? But can you imagine? And then I don't know if obviously that clip was before this, but Loopy Gonzalez slammed, boom, Palastria on her fucking back. It looked like she broke her leg. Boom. Slammed her on her ass. Listen, these women fights, man, they've been turning up. They've been turning up. They've really been turning up. They've been doing their thing. Shout out to the ladies. Shout out to the ladies. They're doing their thing. Moving up. Really, really not that much to say, you know? Moving up. Miquel Costa versus Christian Rodriguez. Now, this was a banger fight. This was a great squabble. This was a great squabble. Um, Costa was coming off of a fight that happened a month ago against Andre Fili. You know what I mean? Costa, bro, you ate like 25 elbows to the face. My boy's chin is disgusting. You know what I'm saying? My boy's chin is disgusting. But he was raining down blows. Obviously, Christian Rodriguez took him down a gang of times, but it was a definite, well-deserved win for my boy Miquel Acosta. Christian Rodriguez tried to implement the jiu-jitsu, but Miquel Acosta's just a little bit better. You know what I'm saying? He's just a little bit better. I'm on the lookout for my boy Miquel Acosta. Moving up, boys. This was an insane mismatch. You know, for whatever reason, I didn't realize that the height differential, you know, in this middleweight bout. And Jose Daniel Medina, bro, you need to move down. Okay, you need to move down in weight. You need to get out of middleweight, bro. You're looking a little bit flabby for the division, bro. Uh, Altaba Gutierrez knocked him the fuck out, boys. When that first jab landed, I knew that this was going to be a problem. I knew that this was going to be a problem. Jose Daniel Medina, bro, his stomach was shaking. It was flabbering in the wind when he was trying to dance and move away. And then at one point, he's eating shots, and Jose like, come on, bring it on. And I'm just like, oh my god, you just want this beating to be over. And honestly, the referee stopped it a little early, in my opinion. But he just like I was wincing every time that Gutierrez was cracking my boy. I was like, ooh, ooh, ooh. It was not good. It was not good. Give a table Gutierrez somebody else, and just please make Jose Daniel Medina move down in weight. This guy doesn't want to cut 10 pounds, 20 pounds. You know what I'm saying? He needs to figure it out. He does not belong in the middleweight division. Like not even close. Moving up to the most like disappointment, the fight that filled me with the most disappointment. You know what I'm saying? Um, Ronaldo Rodriguez, man, you have 2 million followers on Instagram. You were posed to be the next Mexican all-time great squabbler. You know what I'm saying? You got dropped really early in the first round by an elbow, and then you did like a weird, like fluid backflip thing. He kept doing these spinning, jumping kicks that nothing was landing. His timing was hella off. You know what I mean? It's just embarrassing that he got fraud checked by Kevin Borjas. You know what I'm saying? Now listen, don't get me wrong. Kevin Borjas is a dog, and Ronaldo Rodriguez was landing shit. But like, dude, you gotta figure it out. You gotta improve a little bit. Not a little bit, a lot of it. We need to figure out your timing. We need to make you more active. You know what I'm saying? Throw a lot more. Your presence in the octagon needs to be there. Um he just it just seemed like he was trying to clip farm a little bit too much for me. You know, he was clip farming a lot, and that's what gave Kevin Borjas the win. Like you're just sitting here spamming spinning heel kicks and jumping scissor kicks and shit like that. Like, bro, what are you doing? Anyways, excuse me. Moving up, David Martinez versus Simon Oliveira. Dude, what a beating. What an absolute beating. I don't know which beating was worse, the David Martinez beating or the Gutierrez beating. You know what I mean? You know what? No, the Gutierrez beating was bad, but David Martinez put it on Simon Oliveira. Simon Oliveira just wanted to keep this fight in the clinch. You know, he just wanted to keep it in the clinch. But David Martinez was like, no, 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 no. He whooped Simon Oliveira's ass. You know, there's really not that much to say about this. Really not that much. Give David Martinez somebody else, please. You know what I mean? Please. Moving on, boys. We got Raul Rojas Jr., the Chewy man, versus Vince Morales. Listen, this was a weird fight. This was like a super grapple heavy fight. This was basically a combat sambo event. You know, just grappling and wrestling and just a little bit of punches. Raul Rojas Jr. man, he got that grit. He got that grit. Look at my boy. You know, my boy Ron Rojas Jr. got that grit. He kept getting caught in these super weird submission attempts. I don't even know what to call him by Vince Morales. It was just very odd. It was a very odd fight. It was a complete domination by Raw Rojas Jr., but like this guy Vince Morales just seemed like he was holding on to submissions that weren't even tight. Like he just wanted like the optics to seem like he had him in a tight position when the fight was about to be over. This was a dominant win by Raul Rojas Jr. I mean, this is like 4 wins in a row without giving my boy a solid ranked opponent. I think it's time to give my boy a ranked opponent. Whoa, I did not mean to do that. You know what I'm saying? But I do think it's time to give my boy a ranked opponent, if we're being real. Um, Now who we're gonna give him to? He's in bantamweight. My boy's in bantamweight. So I would sit here and give him. I move past bantamweight. Give my boy Marcus McGee. Give my boy Marcus McGee. Actually, please don't. Give him Kyler Phillips. Give him this guy. Give him Kyler Phillips. Like, what is this? What is this dude doing in the division? You know what I mean? Give him Kyler Phillips. I fuck with Marcus McGee. Don't feed Marcus McGee to Raw Rojas Jr. I'm not saying Raw Rojas Jr. would lose, but hey, moving on. Another quick finish. Listen, this card compared to the England card at the O2 with Sean Brady and Leon Edwards, this was so much better. So much better. So many more finishes. So many more highlights. So highlights. I just caught a English accent for a second. That was crazy. You could see my tan difference from my hat. All right. Moving on, boys. We got Edgar Chavez versus CJ Vera. CJ Vera, you never looked so sad ever in my life. You know what I mean? He got put out real quick. Put out real quick by Edgar Chavez. CJ Vera, I mean, I've never seen somebody look like a victim. Even Jose Medina didn't look like a victim. He kind of did. He definitely did. But CJ Vera, you looked helpless. You looked helpless. At least Jose Medina had the brains enough to like fake it and be like, "Come on, bring it on, bring it on." Like change the optics of the situation. CJ Vera just looked like a little rabbit running away from a coyote or a tiger. You know what I mean? And it was really sad at the end of this post fight when when he talks about Sharaz's grandpa had to sell a truck so he could have surgery. You know what I'm saying? So that just kind of makes me upset. Obviously, like you know, and nobody wants to hear a story like that. I mean, obviously, like nobody expects somebody's employer to fully take care of everybody's family and things like that. But like, who wants to hear stories like that? You know what I mean? Moving on, boys. Manuel Torres versus Drew Dober. This was another victim. Drew Dober, you were a victim. You were a victim. This was not good. Not good at all. Manuel Torres. I picked Drew Dober. My boy has the chin of the gods. Even though it's not, solidified, it's there though. The framework is there. He just didn't fully solidify it, you know. But Drew Dober, you let me down, man. It was sad seeing you get peeled off the octagon floor and them explaining to you that you just got your ass whooped so bad, and you know what I mean. It was rough to watch. It was rough to watch. It's gonna be hard to defend you. You know what I mean? I don't know what's next for you. I don't know what's next for Michael Torres either. None of these guys are ranked. It's kind of ridiculous. Kind of ridiculous. I mean, I could be wrong. I could be wrong. I don't think Manuel Torres is ranked though, right? No, he's not. And Drew Dober is not ranked. Okay, cool, for sure. For sure, for sure, for sure. None of these dudes were ranked. This was a great card. This was an absolute great card. What a fire card, honestly. Even though we had my boy, the refrigerator himself, and Joe Piper pull out. But hey, things happen for a reason. And anyways, Brandon Moreno versus Steve Erceg. Steve, 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 you let me down, Steve. You did. Even though I had this shit 2-2, 2-2 going into the fifth. Moreno definitely took that fifth round though. He definitely took that fifth round. And honestly, we could totally argue about that first round. That first round is art. You know what? Let's check the stats of the first round. My boy won the first round. No, wait a minute. No, for real. This was a robbery. This was robbery. Erceg won round 2, completely outstruck him. Erceg won round 1, outstruck him. Won round 2, outstruck him. Won round 3. Brandon Moreno only had 10 strikes round 3. Won round 4. Got outstriked round 5 by 1 strike. This should be a 4-1 victory for Steve Erceg. A 4-1 victory. A 4-1 victory. They're burying my boy Steve. I am gutted by this. They're burying my boy Steve Erceg down in the dumps. They're going to have Brandon Moreno fight Manuel Kepe, right? Nobody wants to see Brandon Moreno fight Pantoja. I mean, I'm not saying that Brandon Moreno is going to beat Kepe, but Steve Erceg won this fight. I had live watching this. I had this 2-2 going into the 5th round. Looking back on it and reading the stats, round 1 was extremely close. Round 2 and 3 were Erceg's, and round 4 I gave to Moreno, and round 5 I obviously gave to Moreno. So in my opinion, it was up to round 1, and round 5. But round 5 it was straight Moreno. So I was like, okay, let's hope and pray that when we look at the stats, my boy Erceg outstruck, and he did. And he did. Moreno was doing this weird kung fu fluid movement situation with a lot of feints. It worked for him in the first 3 minutes of the fight. And then Erceg decided, oh, you're just like kind of just like being weird and doing like a capybara style, I'm not gonna let that happen to me, and I'm gonna piece you up. Moreno definitely landed a lot of overhands on Erceg, but Erceg kept his boxing clean. I laughed when when his coaches were like, "Listen, we know Brandon Moreno's listening to us, so when we sit here and tell you throw body shots, we want you to throw headshots. When we sit here and tell you throw headshots, we want you to throw body shots. We're gonna mix it up." And as soon as I think that was going into the 3rd or 4th round, and as soon as you hear his corner go, body work, Erceg cocks back, and Brandon Moreno covers up his body like this, and he eats a punch, eats a hook. I was like, let's go, Erceg! I'm gutted. And fuck DC and John Anik for sitting here saying, "Oh, I don't think it's 2-2, by the way. It seems pretty much 3-1. This pretty much seems like Brandon Moreno's fight right now." Da, 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 da. I was like, "Are you guys fucking blind? Are you guys blind? Are you having are you guys drinking tequila down there? What's going on?" Erceg won that squabble. I had it 2-2 going into the 5th. 2-2 going into the 5th. Moreno won the 5th. Okay, looking back on it, that first round was extremely close. So you look at the stats, and Erceg outstruck this boy 4 rounds to 1. Going into round 2. Going into round 3. Brandon Moreno's corner. When Brandon's in the corner at the end of the 2nd round, going into round 3, Brandon Moreno's corner sits here and says, "Listen, we understand that you're tired, and that's why you didn't throw a lot in round 2. Round 2, he only had 21 strikes. Listen, same amount of strikes he had in the first round, by the way. Brandon Moreno looked like dog shit. We understand that you're not throwing a lot in this 2nd round, right? So we know you're tired. So pick it up." That's literally what they said to him. Then as soon as they said that to him, Erceg comes out in this 3rd round and dominates. I can't believe that they gave this shit to Moreno. There really should be a system where you should be allowed to overturn decisions. Where like if the public, well, no, because obviously the public could be biased and stuff. But there should be a voting system where a neutral third party comes in and is like, nah, listen, this needs to be overturned. Da, 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 da. But Erceg, I have no idea what's next for you, man. I have no idea what's next for you. Erceg is ranked 8. He just fought the champion Alexander Pantoja. He just fought Kai Kara France, ranked number 4. And after losing to Kai Kara France, ranked number 4, they give him rank number 2. I get it. I love Steve Erceg. I love Steve Erceg. But now he's going to have to fight probably a Joshua Van. Oh, I hope not. I hope they just give him like Tagir. I hope they give Joshua Van like Tagir. Give him like Tagir. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, Joshua Van has a great takedown defense. Um, but give Erceg Asu. You know, Erceg doesn't deserve to be treated like this. You know what I mean? He's on a 2-fight skid. Got knocked out by Kakira France and this bullshit decision. The judges were a little bit on bullshit. First fight of the night, robbery. Last fight of the night, robbery. First fight of the night, clear robbery. This one, you had to dive in a little bit. I had a 2-2 going in the fifth, but looking back on it, man, Erceg, you did not need to be treated like this, man. You did not. Now, Joe Pfeiffer. Joe Pfeiffer. I cannot believe that you pulled out. I cannot believe that you decided to pull out of this fight. Delete that. Delete that. Very ironic that you pull out with with a sickness and you say, "I think I'm the healthiest I've ever been since I've ever started fighting." Very odd, you know. Anyways, boys, that's it for UFC Mexico. It was a pretty decent card. A lot of weird moments, a lot of funny moments. Um, hey, next we have, what do we have next? What's next? What's next? Let's see. What is next? Let's see. What we got? Oh no, not rankings. Events, dog. Events. Oh, Josh Emmett versus Lerone Murphy. All right, we're probably gonna do a breakdown on my boy Torres Finley. Keep an eye on. This is the fight to watch. This is the fight to watch. And we got OD Osborne on there. Who else is on here? Victor Henry. There's a few people on here. It's gonna be a decent card. Daniel Santos. Okay, I'm really looking forward to Torres Finley, man. I don't know how the hell Torres Finley make middleweight. I have no idea. But all power to you, brother. We know this guy, Kennedy, coronavirus, and obviously Josh Emmett is going to murder Lerone Murphy. We are goblin supremacy over here. We're gonna do a break. We're gonna drop the breakdown on this tomorrow, more than likely. You know, we got to keep the content rolling. We're dropping every day. Anyways, boys, peace.